Hi, third grade. I'm going to read you our story for this week, A Gold Rush Diary. April 1851. My family and I have been traveling in our covered wagon for 3 months. We are going west with 40 other people to look for gold in California. We are going to settle there. Our wagon train started in Independence, Missouri. The trip is 2,000 miles long. It will take about 3 more months to get to California. April 1851. Many different people are going west to look for gold. Some of the travelers are farmers like my father. Others are merchants who lived in big cities. Sometimes we travel across prairie land. Sometimes the land is flat and green. We cross the Missouri River by ferry. Later we will travel over the South Pass of the Rocky Mountains. These famous mountains are a landmark in our country. June 1851. It's been dry and dusty for about a week. Sometimes the dust is so bad that Pa can't see the trail. Now he wears a veil over his hat. It keeps the dust out of his eyes when he drives the wagon. I can't wait to get to California. Ma said that gold was found at a sawmill there in 1848. Since then, thousands of people have gone there to become miners. It's called the Great Gold Rush. I'm glad we're a part of it. June 1851. This has been a hard trip. There have been some horrible hailstorms. Sometimes there are snakes and bears on the trail. Many of the people in our other wagons have been sick. One day the horses became too tired to pull our heavy load. To make the wagon lighter, Pa threw out some of our supplies. He left a good iron stove by the trail. Ma wouldn't let him toss out the iron skillet. We use it to cook our food at night. Bear Creek, August 1851. We arrived in Bear Creek this morning. Pa wants to start looking for gold as soon as possible. The gold fields are outside of the town. Maybe I can help him. What a place this is. The main street has some tents with lots of wooden buildings. People live in the tents when they first came here. Now they live in wooden cabins. Ma says that Bear Creek is called a boom town because it grew so quickly. I think that's a funny name. There are a lot of stores in Bear Creek. We bought food at the general store this morning. Ma had made a long list of things to buy. Now we have plenty of butter, flour, bread, cheese, rice, and salt pork. Pa has to get a steel pickaxe, a shovel, and a wooden bucket. We saw where some wooden stores and houses burned down in a big fire last week. Pa says that the new buildings will be made out of bricks. September 1851. We are living in a cabin in Bear Creek now. Ma wanted to be close to the stores and the other families here. I like it here because the streets are so busy. People are always arriving on horseback and in wagons. The other day, I even saw a stagecoach. It pulled up to the hotel on Main Street. Today, my sister Mary felt sick. Ma says she has a fever. We took her to see Dr. Field. His office is on Main Street. September 1851. A lot of the miners are sick now. It happens because they don't eat any fresh fruit and vegetables. Ma makes sure that we all eat properly. She cooks our dinner in her big iron skillet every night. After dinner, I read the old school books I brought with me. There is no school in Bear Creek. Ma teaches Mary and me herself. We have lessons every day. I hope that I can go to a real school soon. October 1851. We have lived in Bear Creek for more than a month now. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Okay. Some days the miners come to town with nuggets of gold. Those are the lucky days. Most days the miners don't find anything. The rainy season begins in November and lasts until May. No one looks for gold then because it's too wet. From November until May, all the miners come back to town to live. October 1851. Today I helped Pa look for gold. Some of the miners dig deep into the earth. Pa uses a gold pan instead. The pan is about 18 inches across and is made of iron. The sides slope. I think it looks like a big pie pan. The gold pan is simple and easy to use. First, Pa puts some dirt in the pan. Then I fill it with water from a stream. The water breaks up bits of clay and dirt. October 1851. Pa shakes the pan gently from one side to the other. If there's any gold, it falls to the bottom. Then Pa moves the pan in a circle. When he does that, the lighter sand washes over the sides of the pan. Today we were really lucky. We looked down in the pan and found a nugget of gold. Boy, was Ma happy. To be honest, on most days we aren't that lucky. November 1851. The rains have come at last. Pa and I don't look for gold now. Most days we stay at home in our cabin. I like it because it's cozy and warm there. Last week, the Bear Creek post office burned to the ground. Everyone worked hard to put out the fire, but it burned too fast. Now we can't send any mail for a while. We can't get any letters or packages from the east either. November 1851. Last week, Pa had a big surprise for me. He took me to San Francisco with him. He wanted to mail some letters from the post office there. We traveled by stagecoach. The roads were bumpy, but I didn't care. San Francisco is much bigger than our Bear Creek, and there are lots of buildings. Many of them are made of wood. Pa said that fires break out all the time. May 1852. The rainy season is over now. Soon Pa will look for gold again. Our town has really changed. The new post office is a big brick building. More families are living in our town, too, so Mary and I have other children to play with. Now Main Street has a bakery, a restaurant, and a boarding house. Every day, more and more people come here from the east to settle and look for gold. Bear Creek School. June 1852. The people in our town finished building a new school just 2 weeks ago. It's made out of bricks instead of wood. Our school teacher arrived last Sunday. Today was my first day of school in Bear Creek. There are only 5 other children in my class, including my sister Mary. All of us study together. Ma and Pa are glad that I'm finally back in school. The truth is, so am I.